Дорогие друзья, у нас трехминутная готовность.
Distinguished participants, in 3 minutes we will start.
У нас уже в
So please take your seats.
записи вы видите за нашим круглым столом.
Also those who are sitting at our round table.
Республика Башкортостан. Европа и Азия. Бескрайние степи, реки, озера и древние Уральские горы. Место силы, красоты, гармонии. Мы республика с древней и богатой историей, веками жившая в дружбе с Россией.
Это пока что тесты. Добрый день, дорогие друзья.
Good afternoon, respectful guests.
В зале
I'm glad to welcome you at our
агентство бизнес-туризма
forum.
«Смарт».
My name is Sergey Ryzhov. I'm a general director of Mice Market and one of the initiator of the project on the development of industrial tourism in the Russian Federation. Today we met at our roundtable,
Регионального
the industrial tourism as the instrument of diversification
2022.
of the regional
Мы с вами находимся
tourist product in the framework of International Week of Business.
с нами
In order to plunge into this atmosphere, we also have participants
слушатели секции по ВКС. Предлагаю
of the previous sessions
в региональной
who
особе
joined us.
на экран.
So I'd like you to engross into regional peculiarities.
Республика Башкортостан. Европа и Азия. Бескрайние степи, реки, озера и древние Уральские горы. Место силы, красоты, гармонии. Мы республика с древней и богатой историей, веками жившая в дружбе с Россией. Мы первая автономия в составе Советской России и первый нефтяной край в Урало-Поволжье. Башкортостан – территория прогресса и инноваций. Крупнейший современный центр нефтегазодобычи и нефтехимии. Республика с сильной экономикой, с богатыми природными ископаемыми, к которым мы бережно относимся. Башкортостан – территория мощной энергетики, большого металла и передовой фармацевтики. Мы заботимся об экологии, поднимаем в небо лучшие в мире самолеты и собираем вертолеты. Открываем новые производства, создаем рабочие места, особые экономические зоны и лучшие условия для бизнеса. Мы благоустраиваем наши города и села, реализуем транспортную реформу, обновляем автопарк медицинской и школьной техники. Столица Башкортостана – город Уфа. Здесь проводят крупные деловые, культурные и спортивные мероприятия. И здесь, как и во всей республике, мы заботимся о жителях. Башкортостан – важнейший транспортный узел между Европой и Азией и очень гостеприимный край. Мы принимаем гостей и знакомим их с нашей историей, с национальными традициями и культурой, с мелодиями курая и кубыза, угощаем башкирским медом и кумысом. И организуем отличную туристическую инфраструктуру. Самое главное в Башкортостане – люди. Нас более 4 миллионов и 160 национальностей. Мы уважаем все религии, ценим друг друга и прославляем наш край. Протягиваем руку тем, кому нужна помощь, и своих никогда не бросаем. Башкортостан – надежный деловой и промышленный партнер. Мы всегда в движении вперед. Мы рискуем и побеждаем. Мы учимся, открываем новое, бережем историю, создаем и внедряем в жизнь современное. Башкортостан – родина сильных духом. И у нас большое будущее.
Дорогие друзья, мне кажется,
Distinguished participants,
аплодисменты.
I think that applauses would fit here.
Коллеги, действительно,
Our
Башкортостан
respectful colleagues,
лидирующих регионов России.
Bashkortostan is one of the leading regions of Russia, and it participates in the accelerator of the Agency for Strategic Initiatives, Open
9
Industries.
в этом году подавали заявку.
39 regions applied for it this year,
Башкортостан
and the Republic of Bashkortostan
регионов
entered
вошли в
the first 20 regions
регионов, которые подготовили
and also 3 regions who
мнению экспертного совета.
have prepared all the documentation
Каждый регион готовит
at the respect of the expert committee.
предприятия, готовят свой
Each region prepare
продукт и вид
industrial
дальнейшего развития. Ну и
places and also they prepare the product.
туристический продукт для разных целевых.
Regional teams prepare
И
tourist products for different
важный
audiences. Today we finish
выезд, в рамках которого
expert
мы
visit,
посмотрели предприятия
within which we watched,
лучших из лучших.
we visited the
Было
enterprises of the region, and I would like you to get acquainted with it.
Ну что, друзья, могу сказать, что
So, dear friends,
два дня мы,
actually, for these 2 days,
смотрев
we
на
were very excited by the scale of the enterprises, involvement of teams, and within this roundtable, I'd like to discuss the results,
перспективы,
perspectives
с удовольствием хочу
mostly, and I'd like to give the floor to the Deputy Minister
Башкортостана
of Entrepreneurship and Tourism of the Republic of Bashkortostan,
Уважаемые коллеги,
Rinat Fatkulin.
на самом деле дополнительный
Good afternoon, dear participants. It's quite an exciting event.
этап работы наших
It's another stage of work of our team,
многих
which
ведомств,
consists of many departments and enterprises.
люди, которые
Our team also includes
зову души
people
включились в эту работу, и это
who had their own vigor to join us. Industrial tourism is a direction which you could feel by yourself, as I
бывать
also
Благовещенске.
had an opportunity to visit a reinforcement plant this year.
Это, конечно,
And within the previous work, I also attended some enterprises. It's that direction which should be developed
все люди, которые здесь,
and advanced. So all the people who gathered here today understand
какие двери мы сейчас
what is the topic, but we still cannot truly say which doors we are open, because this task will solve not only the problems of tourism and economy, it would also
получат
give solutions to the career guidance
числа нынешних
issues.
студентов.
And
Очень
that's the way how our republic would get specialists
в том, что
who are interested since their childhood, since school. We understand that industry
мы бы хотели, чтобы
causes a lot of casualties connected with ecology, and we would like
были открытыми, чистыми,
more enterprises around Bashkortostan and Russia to be eco-friendly,
которые
to be opened.
сподвигает
This is the instrument which motivates us to work, and I'm convinced that we are
стоит очень большой.
now at the first step, and we have
Акселератор дал
a lot of things to do. And in the framework of Accelerator,
ближайшие дни это технологические карты,
I believe will occur the first maps of excursions, documents connected with safety, because
особенные направления туризма.
we have a special direction in this sphere, because some of the
В итоге должны
enterprises are dangerous. And of course, we need to develop the full strategy of development of industrial tourism in the Republic. As I know,
и, конечно,
it should be prepared till April.
серьезным
at the end of our accelerator. It would be a great step for further development in the industry.
Занимать больше времени. На самом деле очень
I will be short,
всё-таки поделиться вот
but I wanted to share
мнением насчет
my opinion
хочу попросить
about it.
прощения,
I would like once again
в связи с
apologize for this delay because
участием.
of
Но я надеюсь, что
the time needed for awarding. But
еще в нашем распоряжении.
I hope that we will meet the minutes.
Коллеги,
And still we have the whole till 4 o'clock. Thank you very much
работы в этом
for your participation, and I wish everyone success.
Ну и, конечно, друзья,
Thank you.
промышленный туризм,
Of course,
люди,
tourism is about people. People live on the territory of the Republic of Bashkortostan. There are a lot of regions on the territory of Bashkortostan. And of course, we have leaders, pilot regions. And I would like to give the floor to Oleg Golov,
район Республики Башкортостан.
the head of the Blagoveshensky region municipality of the Republic of Bashkortostan. Good afternoon, dear friends.
Город, который
For those who doesn't know, Blagoveshchensk,
Благовещенск в России,
there are two Blagoveshchensk
Благовещенск
cities in
как раз на
Russia. One of it is on River Bela, and the second one
численность
is on the River Amur.
чуть больше 35.
The population of our city is a bit more than 35,000 people.
Благовещенский арматура.
The main industrial enterprise there is Blagoveshchensk reinforcement plant.
Благовещенск это не только градообразующий,
But as for industries in Blagoveshchensk, it's not only about this plant. We also have enterprises which enter the corporations like Sibur
и более 20
and others. More than 20 enterprises on the territory of Blagoveshchensk,
разную,
which
как химия, нефтехимия,
manufacture different types of goods.
строительных
It
материалов.
could be chemistry, oil, food industry,
В 2015 году
and
Благовещенск
so on.
присвоен статус.
In 2019, we got the status of the
В 20
territory of
были в числе
economic development.
в России, кому
We were one of the first who
список акведов у нас практически
had
разрешенные в рамках ТАСЭРа. В связи с этим
more opportunities since that years. Right now, we develop different kinds of industries. We have 39 residents who has already launched their manufacturing.
инновационные материалы,
So isolation materials, small architecture forms,
продукции и так далее.
and construction materials.
Заработные платы,
Despite the high
кадровый дефицит,
wages,
как на действующих
we still feel deficiency among the workforce,
только резидентов
even for new enterprises.
2026 года будет создан
Up to 2026, in the framework of
предприятиях
PSEDA, there would be quite big amount of new workplaces. Right now, we have more than 600 workplaces.
учреждениях организовано
Within this, we organize career guidance
профориентировое
in
взаимодействие
schools.
нашим кванториумом,
We make the interaction between the Bashkir Petroleum University and also schools
совместно с Уфимским
and the enterprise of Sibur.
разработан порядок
Together with Petroleum University, we have prepared the order of
сквозные учебные планы,
educational cluster and also vocational training are planned to be organized
в заведениях и на двух предприятиях.
in colleges and professional schools
Продолжением такого
and enterprises too.
развития промышленного туризма
We have decided to develop industrial tourism. Previously, we also practiced excursions,
систематизировать
and this year we have decided to make a system,
за счет участия в акселераторе
to prepare a system, and also to take part in the accelerator
Для нас промышленный туризм
for industries. For us, industrial tourism is about image of the city,
предприятий,
our enterprises,
возможность рассказать
products,
о своем развитии,
the opportunity to tell about us and also to attract workforces, attract investment projects,
в целом
even if it's a secondary task tourism
развивать
helps to develop all these directions
предприятия
altogether.
полагается
For enterprises located on our territory,
предприятие Благовещенский арматурный
the major enterprises like Sibur
Башкирский генерирующий
and 2 areas of Bashkir
Павловская ГЭС,
power plants,
Благовещенский хлеб — это крупнейшее предприятие по выпуску
they are the
булочных изделий.
biggest enterprises of bread production.
Открытость за то, что они готовы
I'd like to thank them for being open,
полтора месяца акселерации
and within the
определенных
1.5 month of accelerator,
новые
we build up interaction and a vision
14
about our future.
мы показали
On the 14th, 15th, we have showed the results to the Agency of Strategic Initiatives.
очень неплохие
On our events, we conducted
показано.
excursions which showed a lot of interesting items, a lot of interesting places, and our guides were very excited, they were inspired, and that the thing that I'd like to say thank you for.
Спасибо экспертам,
And also, I'd like to thank the experts
обсудили.
for the visit. We have discussed a lot of ideas, and we move forward. Thank you.
Олег Евгеньевич,
Thank you, Oleg Evgenievich.
отдельная
On
благодарность.
behalf of experts for visiting and opportunity to see the industrial potential of Blagoveshchensk and also tourist structure of the city, we had a full journey.
Работаем
Distinguished friends, as I mentioned before, that we are working
в формате обмена
in the
опытом.
frame of
Я бы сейчас хотел сказать, что
experience exchange, and right
операторы в рамках
now I would like to mention that we have the second accelerator. The first one
сегодня с нами
created the region's mentors,
регион, город,
region, city Moscow,
который прошел
which passed the first accelerator.
с удовольствием хотели бы обменяться
Would
опытом.
like to exchange their experience, to share their experience, and I'd like to give the floor to Anna Kruglova, the deputy head
Центра
of
поддержки
the
экспорта
management department, the center of
Моспром. Анна Алексеевна, с нами вы.
this
Здравствуйте.
Anna Alexeyevna.
Приветствовать. Вам слово.
We're happy to greet you.
Большое спасибо за приглашение.
Thank you for the invitation.
Сказать,
Today I would like to say a few words about our project.
По-моему, называется Департамент промышленной
It's the Department of Industrial Investment Policy is implementing this project, has been implementing this project since 2019 and initially it started
курсы на промышленные предприятия.
on some industrial enterprises
Виды существуют, на самом деле.
and it exists in the same shape.
Говоря о
And if we speak about the digits,
мы провели
over the 4 years,
1100 экскурсий уже.
we have conducted 100
В проекте принимает участие более
1,100 excursions on different enterprises, and the total audience
миллионов.
is about 11 million
Говорим исключительно про экскурсии. Мы
if we speak only about excursions. But from the moment of existence,
ввели массу новых и других
we introduced
ходят
a number of different formats
для сам города познакомиться
that gives opportunity to citizens and guests of the city to get acquainted with enterprises of Moscow.
сказать, что
And I would like to say that
этого года
since last year,
начали
we actively started interaction
и
with the guests,
сегодняшний год
with our foreign guests,
предприятия уже
and today more than 10 enterprises took part
несомненно на
in these projects, these programs,
планировании на будущий год
and we're also planning
планируется
such events for the next year. I hope there will be a bigger number.
было более понятно, как
But
выглядит, собственно, наш проект.
if you would understand our project,
Переключить на следующий слайд, там
can I have another slide, please?
который покажет, как
It will show the regions.
еще следующий.
Next slide, please.
Да, вот
Yes, this one.
Это такой краткий экскурс.
That's a short introduction.
Перейдем на следующий слайд.
If we move to another slide,
Я говорила в начале,
as I mentioned before, the project started with
на московские предприятия.
excursions on Moscow enterprises, but today
Мы внедрили
we implemented
разные форматы взаимодействия, а это и онлайн
the information about the interaction, so it's online excursions,
личности проводить экскурсии, что дает нам наибольший, скажем, охват и, конечно,
and of course,
интерес
to get some interest from the Moscow industry. And we organize exhibitions that tell about the activity of Moscow enterprises, about the people who work there. It's interactive exhibitions. Last year we have a big exhibition about the modern area of the plant. It was in multimedia format, and we showed around 13 fields of industry that are present in Moscow. Pharmaceutical, food industry, and many, many others. So it's all about. So more than 23,000 people visited it. This year we will continue experimenting with formats. And one of the platforms we conducted a series of events. It was a concert of classic music and a series of plays. It was a new format for us, absolutely unknown, but the outcome was very bright, vivid, and interesting. And it caused a lot of interest among citizens and guests of the city. And we move to the next slide. You can have a look. Can I ask to switch it on? Next slide, colleagues.
Ключевой и важной составляющей
The key
национальной экономики
element of national economy is the real production. So all that traditions that we had, we not only transfer them to the future, but we enrich them with the new, with the perfect that was created by our modern Russia. Hey, gentlemen, do we have tea in this apartment? Yes. That is briefly about the formats that we're experimenting with. If we speak about the future plans, we have a lot of them, of course. One of the key blocks is the working with students. We plan a lot of events where we are intending to invite students for participation, because the staff reserve topics and career guidance topic, they stepped out forward, and we will increase our work there. And in general, the students will participate in all our projects. And of course, we will expand the formats, because as I mentioned before, because it caused the interest from the side of the city and citizens. And we will be happy if we will be able to exchange some experience. If you have any questions, so please ask them. Thank you. Yes, Anna Alexeyevna, thank you very much for your practices. And in fact, the scales of digits and creativeness of what you've been doing is a very decent job. And I believe that the colleagues from Bashkortostan will take some of your experience and will add something to it. Thank you very much. And we are coming back to Blagoveshchensk, and today the life without collaboration of the region, municipality, and a big business seems to be impossible in the development process of the territory. And I give floor to the enterprise that surprised us with its approach, with its corporate culture, with its brightness and sparkling eyes. It's the general director of joint stock company Poliev, Romanenko Pavel. It's a group of companies, Sibur Holding. Thank you for your high estimation. Dear friends, colleagues, participants, thank you for the invitation. And really, we are getting a good opportunity to share our practices and the practice of petrochemical enterprises considered on tons of kilometers of people, and we also have a separate branch. It's tourism, industrial tourism, and it's getting more and more popular among tourists because not only cities that possess history became popular among tourists, but also the cities where different developed industrial complexes are located. So the most up-to-date the territories where we are present, as an example, the city of Blagoveshchensk of the Republic of Bashkortostan. It's Sova in Nizhegorodsky Oblast region and Sova Amurskaya Oblast region, where we deal with the development of industrial tourism. What does it give us, the authorities on these territories? It, of course, gives the territory additional dividends, additional profits in the shape of partnership between the business and the government, attraction of tourists, investors, and generally helps to form a positive image of the subject. And Sibur company is ready and is a part of this job. What tasks it helps us to solve? The practices that we tried already. It's the openness of petrochemical industry to the population, to speak in more details what we're dealing with, and it must be explained in a simple language, that the technologies that we're using today is first of all safe for the population, and the products that we produce, they are also valuable for the food industry, because we're dealing with the food packaging, the raw material for food packaging. And this is the popularization of the product that we produce, recognition of the brand, sustainability of positive image of the territory of the enterprise and the region as well. And of course, it's additional tool to search for career guidance and potential employees. If we speak about certain examples, I would like to start with the flagship of our company, Sibneftekhim, that is located in Tobolsk. It's one of the world's biggest petrochemical enterprises for production of polymers, where the visitors can get acquainted with modern functionality of the company, to see the pyrolysis production, one of the biggest in the world, and also show the digital tools that we use for managing the production, and of course to do the popularization of the products that we create. And if we speak about Poliev, just a few words, I would like to remind you what kind of enterprise it is. It's an enterprise that is the only producer of the crystallis acid. It's polyethylene terephthalate, and we are the biggest producer in the Russian Federation.
На втором
On
производстве
the second production,
терефталата
polyethylene terephthalate,
нам удалось интегрировать
this year we managed to integrate new
торпед.
capacity. It's second PET to produce new product under new brand. And right now it's going through testing. And if we speak about excursions, we have this practice. It's a living practice, and it causes huge interest when the visitors come. Students, schoolboys, or schoolgirls come, or just citizens of Blagoveshchensk come. We're open to them. We start with the showing them.
От простого к сложному.
Let's put it this way, from simple to more complicated. So we show the digital operators where people manage the processes using different digital tools, and the operators that do it, they can evaluate their contribution to the economy of the enterprise. Then it's an excursion around the enterprise where we go around the whole territory, showing them solar power plant that we launched this year, sewage systems. It's one of the most important thing in the production, as I mentioned, the production of secondary or recycled PET, and using this audience where we can tell people the most valuable thing that we think is valuable is the sewage, because it doesn't have potential for development. It's the recognition among the citizens about using the rubbish for recycling. It's one of the directions. The second is the territory itself, the city of Blagoveshchensk. And together with administration of the city and the region, we are in close cooperation to solve common tasks and issues. And on the example of Quantorium, in September this year, we opened the workshop where, together with guys, we explain in simple words about the recycling of plastic. It's quite easy, and it's just a matter of attitude towards that. And within the framework of the program of social investments, Formula of Good Deeds, Sibur is dealing with the development of cities to create comfortable and modern environment, modern media. And recently, together with our partners, Patriarchy Dom, with the support of administration of the city, we have published a guidebook about the city, and it still smells with the paint. And it concentrates all the historic and legacy things where even the citizens of the city of Blagoveshchensk can study it and get surprised sometimes with what the region has. And especially would like to gratitude the personnel of the museum who took active part in compiling this book. And to prove that we are discussing today that, yes, the development of industrial tourism is one of the major and the most interesting tasks, where we must, using cases and practices that we are discussing today of our region and other regions, to take the best and develop this activity. Thank you for your attention, and taking my chance, I would like to congratulate you all with the coming new year and wish you all the best, new interesting projects. Thank you.
Спасибо большое.
Thank you very much.
Коллеги, действительно,
Dear colleagues,
посмотрели ряд
of course, we have already studied several practices and enterprises.
оценку.
They have quite high rates. And I'd like to give the floor to Natalia Kiselnikova, a person who developed the methodology on the development of industrial tourism of the Agency of Strategic Initiatives. At the same time, she's a mentor, supervisor of the regional level, and she works and goes hand by hand with you on the development of the strategies. And I'd like her to present the results and the perspectives of moving forward of the regional team. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. I would like to thank regional team and the Republic of Bashkortostan for welcoming me. It's the first time when I'm here, and I'm a happy person because I have seen in the Republic. From the point of view of enterprises, I saw what does the region's heart. We came here and to the people, and you showed what is the potential of the region. Regional team, and this time the supervision was applied for the first. Being a mentor, I am also working in Khabarovsk region, Orenburg region, Republic of Bashkortostan, and other. So I have a broad geography of regions. But as for Republic of Bashkortostan, I could say that it is a leader among all the regions on application, on quality, and statement of goals. You have 5 goals. First of all, career guidance, preserving people, industrial potential, quality of goods, experience, exchange, and ecological elimination. Moreover, we would like to notify that right now industrial tourism already has a trend, a brand. It's Terra Industrial. This concept should walk through all industrial tourism strategy of the Republic. In 2 days of Expert Tour, we have visited 6 enterprises. We assessed the excursion potential of the enterprise where we was, the quality of excursion, the work of guide, because for 1.5 months we work at accelerator and training. So we prepare all the aspects of guidance on industrial enterprise. And also we have our personal methodology. It's a practical guide which helps to develop excursion. So if the enterprise opens its doors and for guests and tourists, each enterprise should have a pack of documents which include the safety documentation, because it's top 1 goal what we need to cover. That's the thing which we assess during visiting. The second is, of course, the route which we have, and it should be confirmed by the border of the enterprise. It's also the text of excursion. How interested is it? Because it's not about equipment, it's mostly about people, and we try to explain it, to inform about it, because yes, we have technologies, processes, but we have people who move this enterprise, who has their history. And of course, technological map, it's a full plan. That's the way how we assess the excursion. It's name, brand, positioning, and goals of the enterprise which would like to open its doors. We have different goals. We have visited Blagoveshchensk reinforcement plant, but everywhere the key goal is mostly career guidance and preserving of population. So in accordance with the goals of the region, we will build up the strategy up to the year 2025. It's enterprise initiatives, everything, all the ideas. Please inform the regional team in order to build up the strategy. Of course, we generated a lot for these 2 days, but still we have to move forward. It's a pilot region here. I was 5 times in other Blagoveshchensk, but I'm for the first time here in Blagoveshchensk. And it's a major enterprise which takes part in the Russian accelerator. Walking through the tour, we saw the growth advancement points, we realized that we need to count the details which were prepared there. We need to make an art object to fulfill the excursion, to highlight the history of people, because it's interesting. People walking through enterprise, they would see not only the history of the enterprise, but also the history of themselves. Polyev Sibur is an outstanding enterprise. We need to demonstrate it not only within the region, but also in the whole country. It's a respectful example. And first of all, they support the environmental illumination. And this line went through the whole excursion. What we need to add from the Ministry of Education as creation of classes of chemistry, environment. It could also be implemented in Blagoveshchensk too. It opens the potential of the region. We can make it open. We also enjoyed the Bashkir power company with 2 power plants. I could say that it's the most beautiful energy, especially water energy. We evaluated it quite high because we see how people love their manufacturing. So you showed love not only to your region, but to your enterprise. That's the most valuable. That's the most assessed. When they come, they say, you love your region, you love your enterprise. That's why we want to work. And of course, Industrial Park Prom Center, it's the business exchange with your experiences and your practices. You can see how the residents are working within the parks. We saw the example, which conditions did they have. We just made some amendments to the tour, and the residents were very happy that they are presented too. In the framework of the business way, it would be nice to show how the region is working and to show enterprises. In some issues, we need help. For example, in the organization of museum, because it's your regional crafts, and how to help the enterprise to make it beautiful, to make it attractive. The major things which could be used are some souvenir goods to make an exchange between the enterprises. So here we have a lot of emotions. And actually, they are quite respectful enterprises. As for me, I have more than 30 regions and 150 enterprises. But we won't stop at this point. Right now, each enterprise provides us a technological map. We study the route, the logics of it, and after that, we need to make a register of all enterprises because we have great potential. And as for us, the guides talked and presented a lot of things, a lot of stories. That's why we were interested in visiting other objects too. It's creation and developing of the regional team, which is involved into work right now. It's including of the accelerator programs. It's short-term practices of the students. It's also about creation of the workplaces, creation of specialists, and preserving the specialists on the territory. The 1st December was the day of industry in the Republic of Bashkortostan. I think that we should dedicate it to industrial tourism too. Also, I wanted to talk about the higher educational institution because they have great potential. We develop everything for the youth. It's our future. That's why it's necessary to involve and engage all the institutions too. Maybe not all enterprises are ready for it because they have a process. Some of them, the framework or the course paper or their thesis could visit enterprises. For them, it would be practice and experience, and for enterprise is a ready-made product. That's why the Agency for Strategic Initiatives form this infrastructure of industrial tourism. When they have authorities, when they have higher educational institutions and all the enterprises working together, that's the regional team. And me as mentor, as your supervisor, and your route towards the goal, you could spread and share your experience within the accelerator and develop the industrial tourism in the whole Republic. I'd like to wish you success. I'm ready to assist you, and our work will continue, our mutual relations would continue in order to develop, because I believe in you and your republic, and I'd like to say that you'll take one of the first places on the map of industrial tourism of Russia. Thank you very much. I frankly want to come back here once again. Thank you very much, distinguished friends. 95% of the industrial enterprises who enter the industrial tourism, they talk about career guidance because it's an acute question that should be solved. And each region has a part in the strategy about career guidance and preserving of citizens and specialists. We understand what we need to solve the issue of living the country among youngsters. And right now we have a good initiative that was pointed out by the state, which is dedicated to the journeys of the young professionals. Now we have an opportunity to listen to the representative of youth department, and he'll give you feedback on the perspectives of working for you to be joined by youngsters from all over the world. Good afternoon. I'd like to thank the representatives of the Republic, the authorities. I'm the first time here in Bashkortostan, and there are a lot of interesting directions, versatile directions and fields which could be developed here. I'd like mostly to tell about the program of our work within the framework of promotion of youngsters. We have shown different enterprises around Russia. Some of them attending it due to the demand of employer and also on behalf of employees. We'll give an opportunity to show. For example, I am a good young specialist in chemistry. Where I would work? Each student asks this question. And I'm convinced that there are people who are finishing universities. Where should I go? Where can I show myself? That's the way why we organize the work with the help of authorities, private enterprises, which help young people to understand where they can work, what they can do, to show their opportunities, because what we have here in Bashkortostan and the opportunities in our republic are quite serious, and they could help to many young people find themselves. And
В рамках
that's nice that you support this. Within the framework of implementation of the program, right now we have 39 pilot regions, and we plan to increase the number of it and the number of tours too.
работаем с разными совершенно
We work with different fields, and children are interested, and young people are interested, for example, agriculture,
металлургии, есть химики,
metallurgy,
разноотраслевые
chemistry, different fields. And
от Калининграда.
this year we work from Kaliningrad to Vladivostok. We have representatives
Немножко хочу сказать про
where
то, собственно говоря,
our students went. As for feedback for these tours around enterprises, for me, industrial tourism became not just a vector, which nowadays
ушли, и не все активно занимаются этим
is
процессом,
not used to
что мы везем молодежь в регион.
be involved. But when we tell that we bring
Мы создаем тоже много
young people to the enterprises, we also create new opportunities for that enterprises.
предприятий.
They gave the feedback yesterday. When you come to an enterprise as an employee, you'd like to make other people feel like your enterprise is the best and to give them motivation to try this or that field. It's also an opportunity for an enterprise. It's not only about promotion of products. It could be also the development of
Ведь эта тема сейчас
internal
нашей страны, но
entrepreneurship.
компании уже об этом задумались.
Many giant companies think over this, how to make opportunities, not just to preserve the population, but to motivate to stay. I know that some of the companies which help to make startups to their employees, that's the corporate tourism too. This story is very interesting, and I believe that such projects, I'd like once again thank you for participation in industrial tools around regions. It's a great opportunity for development and for forming the
В этом году у нас порядка
workforce potential.
80 человек,
This year,
конкретные предложения
at least 80 people
сформированы
have already received
человек в компании.
jobs,
То есть мы видим, что этот проект
job opportunities. We see that this project is interesting for lots of people, and we are ready to implement it. Thank you for cooperation, for
то, что вы активны.
welcoming us.
Спасибо за приглашение. Спасибо.
Thank you once again.
Спасибо большое, Артем Антонович.
Thank you, Artem Antonovich.
Ваш проект, который вы делаете,
The project they are doing is very necessary for the regions, and I believe that the Republic of Bashkortostan, by accepting students
проект,
next year
это очень серьезный
from all over Russia,
отклик. Сегодня мы
will give
говорим о
a
таком
big review. So we're speaking about the relocation and the possibility to show all the best, not from the point of view of the employer,
инфраструктуру.
but the infrastructure.
Дважды побывали
We've been twice to Art Quadrat in Ufa. The nature, the possibility for active holidays, it's a serious factor to present themselves on the federal level. So we will meet in 1 year and probably sum up results on real cases. And we are working, colleagues, on the
Да, формата международной недели
International Business Week. And today our
государства.
friendly
Морозов Дмитрий
countries, and we have Morozov Dmitry, Director of National Agency for Tourism of the Republic of Belarus.
Вы нас...
Dmitry Viktorovich, you are online.
Да, здравствуйте.
Yeah, good afternoon, colleagues. Can you see me?
Опытом
Please share your experience how the industrial tourism take place in your
перспектив.
republic, what are the effects and what are perspectives for us on the international communication level. Well, the industrial tourism in Belarus plays an important role, even though recently there was an offer, quite limited offer, and in the 80s the first steps were made in these directions, and from the mass industrial tourism we need to highlight our production of glass. It's a Berezovka plant on the river Neman in the city of Berezovka. It's a very interesting object, but besides it, over the last several years, we have new and more interesting offers in the field of industrial tourism in different sectors of economy. And right now you will see the video that will illustrate all the machine building enterprises like Minsk tractor plant that opened its gates for the tourists and shows not only museum exhibits, but also it's a good combination of the museum on the enterprise and visiting the production where the famous Belarus tractors are born. So it's one of the brands on Chinese money, and it's a possibility to visit the workshop and to see how the conveyor works. And the plant gives an opportunity to collect, to assemble some unit, and gives the certificate later on where you took part. It's a very interesting product, very quality, balanced, and we have two leaders. It's Belaz and Tractor. Belaz was the first one, if we speak about machine building industry, and then this tradition was followed and showing very good, interesting program. Food industry, it's milk world, production of ice cream and different dairy products is also a very interesting illustration of a big segment of industrial tourism on food industries, on food enterprises in the country. So it's something that is very interesting for young people and enterprises alike. Chocolate factories, something that Belarus can give pleasure to tourists inside the country and foreign tourists as well. So a big role in this segment is played the educational tourism and the career guidance, because you can actually have a look at everything from inside and taste it. So something from conveyors. There is no opportunity like that anywhere. So Belarus food industry is one of the brands again as machine building, like tractors and Belazes, the biggest lorries in the world. So it's the biggest cars in the world, vehicles in the world, to be honest. And the food products all over Russian Federation you can find with Belarus goods, and among them you can see the production of the plant that I named. It's a glass plant, Neumann, in Berezovka. So you can see the process of making glass products, and the tradition goes back to the 18th century when the plant was much newer, and it was renovated, of course, recently, and the excursions are very interesting, and different tourists from different countries were brought there, and in fact, it's one of the, and they became last year they became the best object of industrial tourism in Belarus. And we have a contest of industrial tourism, and that means that there is an increase of importance. And right now we have something to choose. Right now you can see the production of the oldest production in Belarus of kvass and beer. It's a beer brewery in Biza. It's a fantastic castle of 14th century, and a beer brewery that was renovated and made a museum, and the museum is kind of addition to the visiting and trying of the production. And they used the premises of the 19th century, upgraded it, and it became modern, very speaking exposition that gives additional emotions to the visit of the enterprise. This reel was shot recently. The presentation was done last year, so all the shoots you see, they're very recent. And you can see like objects of industrial tourism look like in Belarus. So it's a brewery, but thanks to the kvass line, you can also accommodate children groups. So what is not associated with Belarus? Lukashevich, it's the way where the granite cluster goes very close to the surface, and where we produce this stone. And this is the only way where Belazes are used in Belarus, because most of them are exported to Russia, and they're used in distant located, hard for work locations. And we made a special video reel where Belaz is working. So here you can see Belaz is at home. This is the smallest out of the Belaz. And it's, so my height is 182, and I'm just like in the middle of it. And this is the only place in Belarus where you can find the real waterfalls and the working equipment of Belarus automobile plant. And here they say about how the granite enterprise working. So they combine the visiting of unusual for Belarus enterprise for Belarus, and to see how the equipment works in Belarus auto plant. And this is a small just selection of very bright objects, but once again I would repeat myself that you can find today quality product that presents all different fields of Belarus industry. And this is the rubbish recycle plant. It's also open for tourists. It's also energy, Belarus atomic power plant, it's Rosatom project. They also organize excursions. There are two types, more like eco education without visiting the plant itself. And there is another excursion with visiting the plant, because, well, we understand that it's a regime object, so you need to give the lists of participants in advance. And we also have a toy factory, fantastic toy factory that conducts excursions. And if we speak, well, I would repeat myself that in every segment we have a quality product, and some enterprises move outside the walls of enterprises, like Kommunarka, for example, a sweet plant. They ordered the development of thematic excursion around the city called Aroma of Minsk Coffee, and it became a very good product that allows to get acquainted with the spots where the tradition of coffee usage, coffee consumption was born. And all these lead to the excursion to the conditionery factory. And so it's an example of integration of different excursions. So we offer to consolidate different enterprises. And last year we have developed, we invited the tractor plant. We developed methodology how to organize the excursions, industrial excursions on acting enterprises. And right now we are attracting new enterprises in Minsk. Minsk Auto Plant, Minsk Belkommunmash, that produces electric transport. And it's very good when you have quality examples in each segment, so that other enterprises can join and follow the leaders of this industrial tourism in Belarus. So that was a very short and brief review of what is going on in our republic, and I would be happy to answer your possible questions. Thank you very much, Dmitry, and we as if moved to your enterprises. Let's applaud, colleagues, to our neighbors, and I hope that within the framework of strategy of region developments, there will be missions for experience exchange planned, and where we get all the answers to the questions on business missions, on collaboration, on interregional and international routes. Thank you for your experience, and thank you.
Хотел бы сказать о том, что мы посетили в
Distinguished colleagues, I'd like to mention that within this tour, we have visited giant enterprises, and before the roundtable, we've summed up all the results, made brainstorming, and now we're at one of the fundamental basic events, and to announce about the results of the region, we need to prepare some events within the field. So I think that we need to add the initiative in Bashkortostan. Right now we have 3 corporations which are open, and we need to spread it within other enterprises. And I believe that in 2023 there would be a forum on industrial tourism here, with the largest corporations around Russia show your leaders in the current state,
международных
or
гостей
even
заявить
invite foreign guests
о позициях
and show your leading positions on open industry and building up this agenda.
это предложение в протокол.
Please write this initiative into the minutes and discuss it at the other
В рамках
committee
промышленного туризма и
meeting. Another agenda is sustainable development and environmental elimination. And I'd like to give the floor to
Байгускарову Закировичу,
Zarif Bayguskarov, the Deputy of the State Duma of the Federal Assembly, member of the Committee for Ecology,
Комитета по экологии,
Nature Resources and Environment Preservation.
Хайлекен, хурматлы достар, фикрдаштар. Добрый день,
The
уважаемые.
speaker speaks
Ну,
Bashkir.
Государство Республики
Good
Башкортостан
afternoon, distinguished participants. A lot of people heard about the Republic of Bashkortostan, they know about our nature.
туризма, я думаю,
But as for industrial tourism,
я читаю не по...
not more
Кстати,
of several people know about it. But we have an investor in Russia
исследований,
for
те предприятия, которые
research those enterprises which conduct such excursions.
Башкортостан,
But here in the Republic of Bashkortostan, I haven't seen them. And I believe it's a perspective.
по
As for
туризму,
industrial tourism,
есть
I believe that
организовать
if we'll organize it,
как там зайца, потому что
we will solve
пример,
several issues at the same time.
я думаю,
For
что
example,
знаете,
Sibay,
Башкортостан,
Korea,
Башкортостане все знают
not only in Bashkortostan, it's widely known
крупных карьеров в
that
Европе и в мире.
it's the biggest,
Глубоких карьеров, там, говорят, второе место занимает даже в мире. Но в том,
it's the biggest career quarry around the whole Russia. And you know that there was fire
руководство республики,
and
руководство УКНК
how many efforts did we put in order to stop the problem.
до сих пор
At the same time, still, people are afraid, people are worried,
чувствуем,
especially in Sibay. They still feel bad.
ведь
In
можно
order to find solutions, we need to organize
промышленный туризм вот этот карьер.
this quarry
Позвонил одному
within the industrial tourism. When I came here, I phoned to one of the heads in order to create an excursion to the quarry.
обращался.
He said that
Очень
there were no applications, no ideas like that.
которые едут,
I have a lot of
чтобы
people who ask
я звоню.
me to show the quarry. I phoned to Sibay and they see it, and after that they express their excitement to me.
Такие экскурсии
Why couldn't we make an excursion
показать. Вот,
and show the people that this is the quarry,
вот,
you can make pictures,
вот
this is the station,
здесь воздух. И, конечно, там под ногами
what is the air? Of course, at the footsteps, you'll see
могу ошибиться,
the resources,
которые находятся
the valuable resources.
золото в них.
How many gold are there?
Недавно приняли закон по
Not long ago, we adopted a law on
хламу. И как
recycling this stuff
произойти? Это же все можно
and the way how it could be organized. We could tell about it. We could tell the story of this quarry, how Bashkirs found it, how they started to develop it, and how many
кстати,
kilograms, tons of metal did it give.
Великой войны
For example, the second tank
золото в этих местах.
from the
Это многие этого не знают, и надо это рассказывать. И каждому даже
our war,
вот, например,
the World War,
вот такой-то вот.
was made of
Мне кажется, будет интересно,
materials from this quarry.
чтобы
We could show different types of metals
и, конечно,
and explain their qualities,
никаких проблем.
and also explain that
Готовы платить за эти деньги,
we have a good environment,
платные дети.
even if it would be for free.
Это огромное количество.
But there isn't such we need to organize it. We have a lot of industries like that.
Наших жителей
For example, Kronashpan. A lot of people believe that they dirty the water.
тройной фильтр, мы ничего не заражаем.
They try to explain that they have filters with 3 layers.
Третий чист,
Okay, take people, show them all the cycles.
он там и вы.
I think that if the director
Вот я его-
would even drink water after that, that
это то, что слухи там кто-то
it will show that it's clear
Это же будет для людей.
It would be a good promotion for people because they would know the truth.
Назад
And also for ecology. 2 years ago, I was in Nizhny Novgorod's excursion
заводе.
on the waste sorting, waste recycling plant.
Это в черте города,
It was clear.
что там это
It was very green. No one knows that there is a plant there. Everything is automatized there, and children go there for excursions.
же здорово.
It's neat and tidy.
Куда вы деваете, конечно,
I asked where do they put the final product, the end product. They said that they sell it here to Bashkortostan.
тоже такие предприятия есть. И
We also have such enterprises, and we can show them, and we should discuss them. It would also be profitable to go to
каждый
our aviation
потребитель во время
plant
стоял двигатель,
because
Умпова,
the engines produced there
звонил Умпова.
were everywhere.
Как этот завод
We can tell about it.
поле,
How did they
прямо морозе на
summon it? How did they build it up? All the engines during winters. It would be interesting to plunge into history.
наших
It would be the interest of our children and our teenagers to
именно таком
crafts.
высокой так, востребованности специалиста рабочего.
They will see that we need workers. These are the conditions of our work. These are the things which we can give you.
Для профориентации
It would be the elimination.
продукции самого
And of course, they would promote the products of their enterprises.
предприятия стекле
I was in Salavad at the glass plant.
чисто
It's very up to date. It's comfortable. Like you feel like at home there.
Газпром нефтехим
The same with
называется.
Gazprom Neftekhim.
Тоже людей туда не пускать. Пусть
Why
посмотрят,
couldn't we organize excursions there?
что они.
Because we have a lot of rumors that they dump
Я сам Салават,
the environment.
но сейчас современные
But we could show that it's not true. Right now, they have the regulations and the up-to-date equipment. So you can see by your own eyes that
тогда
they are neat, that they are clear and eco-friendly. People will have less questions. They would be less worried for their children and babies. They won't leave the city. I think that's the question which should be solved.
то же самое
That's the task.
сегодня, повторюсь, готовы
For example, in Sibai, people are ready to pay money for it. So it also will
опять-таки продукции, как
something that we can add to the budget.
рассказывать и
We
рассказывать.
need to share the information,
Я считаю, что
to share as much as we can.
работа вообще здорово.
Right now, we are at the starting point
Коммертавскую
in it.
так это же
As for Kumirtau,
предприятие
we
сегодня
also have an enterprise which you could visit, which you could touch
возьмем
by your hands,
Кумапо.
or Kumapo.
Еще 80-х годов
When I was in army in 80s, that was the first time when I heard that we have a modern equipment produced there, which we used at the
но сейчас там на 15
intelligence service.
давно уже 2 раза
But it was long ago.
Поэтому это так
And
уникально, может рассказывать,
it's a unique product, so we could show what they produce, that they produce
почему бы нет.
goods for the daily purposes. It would be interesting.
Повторюсь, это будет
I will repeat myself.
продукция. Вот, кстати,
It will support our products and production too. We have 2 people in Urkay, Vadim, and the second one
из
in the suburbs of Ufa.
изделий выпускает
They produce
прекрасные изделия.
goods for daily use from the recycled plastic.
При тебе
They collect
и прямо
and
выпускает продукцию. И
recycle a
не купил продукцию,
plastic right in front of your eyes. And I bought their products because it's eco-safe, it's eco-friendly, and I wanted to support that, guys.
посещайте, тем лучше для нас экология. Кстати,
The more people would visit, the
вот завод
better ecology will be. After visiting the
один хозяин
waste sorting the waste recycling plant in Nizhny Novgorod, I also was motivated to spread the waste at home into different categories.
это людям можно показывать,
We
рассказывать,
could show how we create
что там. Почему бы нет?
even some materials, building materials,
Поэтому, что касается
in our republic. So, concerning the problems in legislative
их решаем и будем решать,
sector,
вот ко мне нужно
we will solve these issues, but the reason is that I need to hear about them. We also have tourism,
промышленным.
which is called,
Один парень мне пригласил,
which could be also called industrial. He once brought me to
и он
his farm with
подать на грант,
800 horses, and I advised him to
потом и
apply for a grant.
сейчас
He won it, and now people
будет кобылу, сами смотрят, сами участие принимают. Вот
take part in all
и он говорит,
farming and breeding the horses
ходит. И молодец.
because it's practice. A lot of people come there,
И мне кажется, таких ребят должно быть больше.
and I believe that there would be more people like him.
Возможность земли
And from legislative point of view, we gave an opportunity to build housing
ваш очень
in the farms,
потому что сейчас
and
построю, и там
this law helps a lot just because this man could stay there, could earn money and live at the same time. So people should be involved into these issues. So if you have any initiatives, I'm ready to listen to you. I'm ready to start working on them. Sometimes
изменения какие
we have changes and we also are waiting for new changes, and I write about them in my social nets.
приглашать,
Right now, I will tell more about ecology,
чтобы
but you should come also and share your knowledge about it.
проводим очень большое количество.
We also conduct a lot of meetings in the State Duma. Yesterday, I conducted one which included specialists around Russia. Some of the questions are
Нам решение.
under concern,
В случае с уважаемым
and we need to find solutions.
вас поздравить
And once
годом, пожалуйста,
again, I'd like to
надеюсь, что
congratulate everyone
обсуждать
with the upcoming new year.
с вами
And I hope that the questions we are discussing would not be just questions. They will be put into practice. Thank you very much once again.
Хорошо, что идет запись.
It's good that we are recording it, so the list of enterprises for the future, we need to add for prospective objects. So we have a list already. And colleagues, I
Хочу передать слово
would like to give floor to finish up our roundtable
Ренат.
to Renat Zufarovich, please.
Спасибо большое,
Thank you,
Кирилл Александрович. Коллеги, ну, продолжая
colleagues. So following the words of
сказать, что
the
много
previous speaker, I would like to say for many years we've been cooperating in the sphere of ecology, and of course the questions of eco-friendliness of the enterprises are of paramount importance for us, and a lot have been done for the Republic,
болеет душой.
and because the previous speaker is very experienced. And I would like to add that
С Вадимом Нуркаевым
together with Vadim Nurkaev, we know each other and we cooperate,
мы уже планируем
and on his small enterprise we're planning to organize the school tourism.
Вот.
So,
Я вначале не сказал,
in the beginning I didn't mention that last year we also participated in the accelerator contest, but we didn't get through. And today we
Благовещенск, это не просто так.
heard a lot the name of Благовещенск. So,
От коллег из Благовещенска
what
позволило
happened,
сделать определенную
what ideas came from the colleagues from Благовещенsk allowed us to make a focus and
отдельное
to
благодарность
participate in the contest, and special thanks for that to the head of the administration and all the team
энергетики
that thanks to this energy got united, applied and received the possibility to work in the accelerator,
перед нами,
and we opened new doors
коллеги,
for ourselves. Colleagues, thank you very much for this work, for this participation. We have a big team. I ask colleagues to count. We have 70,000 people here, so all these people,
туроператоры, промышленники,
tour operators, industrial representatives. So we witness of a new direction that would be interesting for everyone. And I know that today, if there are only two locations in acceleration, Благовещенск and Ufa, and I believe that this direction became very interesting for all the municipalities of our republic, and we have more than 60 of them. And I hope that today, now, we will reach some successful results. So I'd like to wish us all good luck in this work. I heard that we are in one of the contenders for the first place, and we hope that we will get it. We will get this status, and of course it will be very important for us. Thank you, colleagues, very much. Our experts are going to the airport, so see you soon. Thank you.
Друзья, спасибо за прием и удачи в работе.
Thank you,
Всего доброго.
and good luck in your work.